Today's class is about Taittiriyopanishat, which has got three major sections or chapters: Sikshavalli, Anandavalli, Bhrigavalli. How many of you know what is Siksha? Does anybody know? Nobody knows. Okay, good. So you will know after today or tonight. Uh, Sikshana, education. So this is your proper admission to a Vedic school to learn Vedas. So these chapters focus on essentially what are the qualities or what are the key aspects in Vedic chanting. What are the basics in terms of our system of worship? It talks about rules, it talks about your lifestyle, it talks about your knowledge and commencement of a spiritual journey. Inime, the concession that you are American kids will go away from today. There is no difference between American kids and Indian kids and any kid. You're just a Vedic student. And you will attract all of those rules, all of those norms that you are required to follow. Starting is those who do not perform basics of Sandhya Vandanam. Three times a day. You will get disqualified and you will not be able to learn. It may sound harsh, but it is a basic requirement. You come to the Veda class, no matter where you're coming from, make sure that your attire is with the Veshti. Whether you're sitting in your own room at home or basement or wherever it is important that you come with Veshti. It is important that you get into the habit of having a Panchapatra Udarni filled with water and that all the time whenever you're into any kind of puja or Veda class. Are you all able to follow what I'm saying? நெத்தியில் விபூதி இல்லை இதை தவிர வேற என்ன பண்ணணும்? What are the duties of somebody who's had Upanayana? Yeah, go answer. That is part of Sandhya Vandanam. What else?
காசுக்கோ பூஜை பண்ணும்போது like ஒரு clean-ஆ மடியா வரணும்.
டெய்லி நித்தியானுஷ்டானம் சொல்லுடா. அக்னி வச்சு ஒன்றும் பண்ண மாட்டலா? Can you explain since you know that?
It's like when you put, like how you have like those sticks, I forget what they're called, and put them in the fire every time you say.
Good. So since at least you know that, that will be good. Take it as a homework. Other kids, please educate yourself before the next class. See what is required to be done. Understand the process and see how you can manage it in your schedule. It may sound a little harsh, but I'm here to teach you within a grace period how you can manage all these things no matter where you are, no matter how busy you are. Shall we agree to that? All of you. Everybody except Rishabha is nodding their head, so I'm surprised. Maybe I have to call Rishabha's parents. I understand your petty school. I'm here to teach you how to manage within that schedule. Trust me. Good. So, no, I understand the concern in your face. Hey, I'm already stretched. I'm doing so many things. How can I commit to this? How can I add to this? So trust me, whatever I'm telling you today or tonight, It is for your good, and within 2 years, you will see the difference in yourself in many ways. Correct? So it is no more reading a script once in a week, sit in front of the teacher, in front of the class, and repeat whatever is being said. If you're perfect, it is okay. If you're not perfect, it is okay. If you're able to chant, it is okay. If you're not able to chant, it is okay. That leeway is gone. Now, this is serious business. Again, I'm not expecting you at all at the Vaidika level. There is no comparison with that path because that is proper Veda Patashala. That is not our goal. But it also doesn't mean that we will chant things wrong, of moderate quality, and so on and so forth. So there will be a stringent rule in terms of your ability to chant perfectly. There will be a stringent rule in terms of how you chant Vedam, and a little bit of explanation in terms of what you're learning. Very high level. I'm not going to go too theoretical. Just enough for you to know what you're doing. Is it fair? So, how many of you do Sandhya Vandanam on a proper daily basis? Raise your hand. One hand is raised half.
Mama, I do like kind of alternate days, not on purpose, and I only do it in the evening.
Okay. All of you are doing it 3 times a day?
Mama, I do 2 times a day.
Who is that? Nirmala?
Yeah.
2 times or 3
Mama, I
times?
do
I
2
know.
times a day as well.
Sorry, one by one is you're not loud enough. Say it clearly.
I do 2 times a day.
Okay.
Mama, I do 2 times a day.
Okay.
No.
I started doing 3 times a day like recently.
Okay, good. So, what is the challenge in making it 3 times a day? You don't know how to do the Madhyanigam, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
It used to be school, but now it's like online, so it's easier.
Good. So, we will have a 15-minute call separately for that. We will discuss the challenges. You will learn methods in which you can still manage to do it. What is required to be done? Because in our system, there's always alternative. You always have alternatives. So, adanala, you shouldn't come under any kind of pressure. So, yeah. So, you all take a pledge that you will do what I'm saying. It shouldn't be a parent's responsibility. This is your life, right? In everything you say, it's my life, my body, my system, right? It applies from here. And starting with Aditya, I don't want to hear that you're doing alternate days. I don't want to hear that you're doing it when you're free. I want to hear that you are doing and complying without parental follow-up. Deal? Deal? And I will follow up with your parents to see whether what you're saying is true or false until such time that you have established your own credibility. Fair enough? Good. So, what did I say about tonight's class? What are you guys learning, and what does it mean?
We're learning Taittiriyopanishat, Sikshavali. Siksha means education.
Siksha means education. Shiksha. So, at a very, very high level, what it does in Sikshavali, we will focus on Sikshavali today. The first Anuvaka is basically, it starts with benedictions. If you don't know what is benediction, just Google it and find out. Wherein all the Vedic deities are proclaimed to be manifestations of Brahman. Brahman at a very high level, you just need to understand we follow a system called soul, which is not necessarily the right term, but because we only speak in English, that is the closest term. There is a soul within our body. It is called Jivatma. There is the Purusha or Brahman, which is the Paramatma, the eternal soul. So you can say this is microcosm, that is macrocosm. You understand? So we originate from the macrocosm as a microcosm. We go through this cycle of birth and death, and post-death, we merge into the macrocosm. That is the simplest definition I can give. And those of you who want to question that in terms of what are you talking about, what is the evidence, what is the proof, I don't mind taking another 1 hour class for those who are geeky. For those who do not have time, please understand the system and start relating to it in a very simple fashion. And also the teachings in our system is through Guru Parampara, which means somebody like me teaches you. I learned from my Guru learned it from his Guru, so knowledge is passed on. Until such time that you are able to do research on your own, expand your knowledge. There is a section in Taittiriyopanishat that talks about Swadhyaya. What is the term?
Svadhyaya.
Swaha means self. Adhyaya means education. So Swaha Adhyaya means Swadhyaya means self-education. It is an important component as part of your learning. Until such time, you will follow what the Guru says, believe and have full trust and faith. Without that, you will not be able to attain full education. Correct? Huh? So, there is a lifelong pursuit of knowledge that you are committing yourself to. Do not treat Vedam as I just learned it for 1 year or 2 years like guitar. Aditya, I don't want your eye to be taken off the camera, and don't make me say this again. It's a very serious class. Forget about everything that is happening for the next 1 hour around you. So, you do learn everything in the time that you are learning from me here, but then you will continue to keep your pursuit of knowledge and education lifelong, the way I am doing it. I am doing research. I'm sharing so many information today with so many people. You also need to do that so that you understand what the system is all about. And the reason for that is if you do it in a smaller way, even when you are in the materialistic world, when you reach my age, when you have fulfilled all your responsibilities towards your home, you will understand that you are better prepared for the latter part of your life. Instead of saying, oh man, I wish I had known this in childhood, because there are things that you need to know and follow that is not taught in your schools, and unfortunately that system is completely going away. I'll give you one example. You do pranayam, right? All of you. So typically you have 2 nostrils. You breathe through only one. This is normal. And there are stuff like nadis, or it is not the same as nerves, but these are pathways of energy in your body. Pathways of energies are called nadis. There are several thousand nadis, of which 3 are extremely important. Ida Nadi, Pingala Nadi, and Sushumna Nadi. In the Ida and Pingala Nadi coil itself around your vertebrae, spine area, from your private part all the way up to your shiras. Got it? There are energy flows that happens through these nadis. One is controlled by the sun, driven by the sun, the other is driven by the moon. So one makes your system hot, one makes your system cold. The Sushumna Nadi travels right through the spine, which is made of 3 concentric layers, of which the innermost layer is called a Brahma Nadi. When you chant, when you do nyasam, when you do mantrams, I keep talking about swaras and the vibrations, etc. You generate that vibration for the air around you, the environment around you, but also you have the effect of vibration within your body. You energize your body. Your body is made of tissues, living tissues. They all get energized, and that energy travels through the Brahma Nadi, up from your private part all the way up to your head. As it traverses your body, bottoms up, you will see lots of transformations in your abilities and your capabilities. Are you guys following what I'm saying? So this is serious business. How many of you are playing guitar or into some kind of music? Piano, string, almost all of you. Have you ever played without tuning the guitar or the piano? You have. Do you love that?
Not particularly. It doesn't sound very good.
It sounds good?
No, it doesn't sound very good.
What do you mean by it doesn't sound very good? You can't tolerate it more than a minute, more than a second, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Or you say that you have tuned yourself to listening to all crap for a longer period of time?
No.
Yeah.
So, if
Okay.
it's all what will make me a lot more madder, I guess, is if all this strings are in tune and then there's just one string that isn't, and then you're in the middle of a song and you play that.
Super. See how naturally you admitted to the truth. Even if one string is not in tune, it drives you mad. And you're not lying, because there are actual life evidences where a sound can drive you nuts. I'm not talking of just angry or something. It can drive your brain to go out of control. Are you aware of it?
Yeah.
I just have to blow an absolutely abaswaram in your ear for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. There are people in India where when I was growing up, there have been live evidence, live situations where a policeman was made to sit trying to control the public events in a certain place because everybody was blaring their loudspeaker so loud, and there was a competition. Okay, you're making it louder, I'm going to make it louder. So the man was stationed there to make everybody keep their respective sound system under control. They forgot that all the speakers are all facing each other. And this guy was made to sit in the center. Within 10 minutes, he lost his head. He took his rifle and shot everybody. This is a fact. This is not a concocted story or a YouTube story. This is a fact of life that I have witnessed myself when I was growing up. So, sounds have to be taken seriously. They make an impact. They have positive impact, they have negative impact, which is why it is very important to take sound seriously. Adanala, you need to understand what is sound, how does it get created. Sound just doesn't happen like a miracle. So slowly, I'm not going to dump every knowledge in one session, but you will be given a little bit of background on concepts of sound. How does it get created in our body, in a human body? We're not talking of animal sounds and tree sounds and other sounds. How we do it. Then imagine that you're part of an orchestra. In the orchestra, other than you, there is a whole cosmos where the sounds are constantly getting created. Do you understand? So you're not living in isolation. I'm living in Westminster, Plainsboro, so I'm insulated. No, you're not insulated. You are hearing external sounds, and there is constant sound within our planet, within our solar system, within our galaxy, and there are billions of galaxies like that. The effect of those sounds will automatically impact you. So bottom line, just like in an orchestra, when the guitarist, the bass, and the flute, all of you have to be in sync, in the same shruti, in the same layam, then it becomes music. You just imagine the flute and the bass guitar competing with each other in opposing notes. You can't sit on the stage and perform. Do you agree? So please treat Vedic chanting with that level of respect and that level of understanding that this is serious business and you're into some serious action from now on. Correct? So before all of this, it is important that you understand the significance of speaking the truth, living a good moral life, ethical life, which is not just for Veda classes, as a human being. Because until and unless you're mentally, physically pure, all of this is wishful thinking, that I will do that and I will do this, nothing happens. That is why I say we start with Dhyana Shlokam, right? Because that controls your physical ability at that moment of time for the next 1 hour. And you gave a nice excuse. I just went out to play and I came, so I didn't do Sandhya Vandanam. No, you need to be mentally and physically pure. That comes from a way of life that you commit to yourself. So what Sikshavali talks about is the first paragraph, it says the right I will speak, means I will speak the truth, right? And may that Brahman protect me, may that protect the teacher as well. So you don't be selfish and say, if I'm okay, I'm happy, but I don't care about my colleagues or my friends in the class or the teacher. Because if you are committed to learning from me, if you accept me as a teacher, you need to ensure that I'm of good health, right? Otherwise, this class stops. Am I saying the correct statement? So, as much as you may understand what is there in a wish, I can probably schedule another session sometime. Scientifically, it is proved. If I just sit here and wish, oh, Rishabha should do well in his study, again Aditya left. So if I just say Rishabha should do well, if I just wish Rishabha should get admission in the right class, Vidyut has got a performance tonight. That thought, even sitting in my own house, that thought has an impact and it reaches you. So when you are amongst your friends and colleagues, and you need to be in good company, people who do good thinking and good vibrations, else it has a negative impact on you. So you say that I protect the teacher, I pray for my teacher, and then you say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That means you wish peace for not only you, your family, but the whole world. Because you can't live in isolation when there is a fire outside. Do you agree? So that's Anuvaka number 1. Anuvaka number 2 talks about a lot about the linguistics, vowels, consonants, etc., which I've already taught in basic class, in the Vedic class, right? Various attributes, chandas, meter, akshara shuddhi, matra shuddhi, etc., etc. And it also talks a little bit about swadhyaya, self-education. And then the 4th Anuvaka is where you again come back to talking about the teacher, where you wish, I'm of good health, more students should come to me, because if people start dropping out, the class stops. I'm not going to do a class without any student, right? So you also pray. Rishabha, I hope you're focused, you're not distracted.
இல்ல சாரி மாமா எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் ஐஸ் வேணும் சாரி
Sorry. So pupils come and join the class. More and more students join the class. More and more students practice self-esteem. More and more, practice peace and tranquility for yourself and for me. So there are many things that will come up. So these are things that you're learning. Although it sounds in Sanskrit, this is what it means. I hope it provokes enough interest for you to learn a little bit more about all these things and come back to the class or talk about it in the group. Hey, this is what I learned, this is what I understood, which I was not aware of all these days. And thanks to this Vedic way of learning, I'm getting it. Another simple concept, sorry, I got digressed. When we do pranayama, you do intake of air. If you don't do anything, no pranayama, nothing, you're only absorbing about 20% of the oxygen. So if you feel tired, if you feel out of focus, if you are exhausted, if you feel body ache and so on and so forth, it's all because of your system not in tune. Your system is not functioning the way it should. Something is disrupting it. It starts with oxygen that is very essential, right? If your body has got 100% living tissues and then you supply only 20% oxygen, no marks for guessing what will happen. So what happens is when you breathe in, you inhale, there is a meter, like a ratio of 1:4:2. One chant of, let's say, Gayatri Mantra, that is the amount of time that you inhale. You hold by blocking both the nostrils and hold the air in your sinus area for 4 times the mantras. So if you inhale with one time, you hold it for 4 times. And then you release it through the other nostril for 2 times. That means the time it takes for chanting Gayatri Mantra twice. So 1:4:2. Is that clear? So what happens scientifically, when you hold the air that you inhale here, you generate a lot of nitric oxide. This is the term that I want you to remember for the rest of your life. Nitric oxide, it is the scavenger that is required in your body to clean of any external infections and raise your immune level. Clear? If you are running short of nitric oxide in your body, you're having a problem, one way or the other. Now remember some of the practices that you say pattikad, old useless pattikad without evidence from Indian system. Because we are now tuned to the Western world, you have no idea of how many microorganisms are there in your mouth area. It's called the buccal area. Do you know what I'm talking about? So there is a reason why saliva is there. There is a reason why people say, don't watch TV while you're having food. Don't be on the phone. Don't be on laptop. Don't multitask. Because when you put food in your mouth, it's supposed to be chewed where the saliva interacts with the food. You need to have enough saliva. You get what I'm saying? And that food, when it goes inside, it processes itself, breaks down systematically, doesn't overload your subsequent organs in your body. Fair enough? So, there is a lot of nitric oxide that gets generated with the interaction of the saliva. There are lots of enzymes that act upon it, and you generate a lot of nitric oxide. What happens is, in the olden days, it used to be a neem stick that was used for brushing the teeth because that neem with the interaction was supposed to produce a lot of nitric oxide. Today, what we do is we are taught with some paste that we don't even know what the ingredients are. You brush your teeth so much, so hard, because mentally you're told that is the way bacteria gets killed, which is all a term that I cannot use in this class. And then, if it is not enough, you kill everything else that is left in your mouth by using Listerine because it smells good, right? Neem doesn't smell good. It's all about smell and cosmetics. So what you're effectively doing is brushing and Listerine will make sure that there is 0% activity in your mouth. And then you start wondering, why are my systems failing when I grow up older? Why are my bones getting weaker? No marks for guessing. So am I advising you to go back to 6th century BC? Answer is no. Are there alternatives by which you can do a replication of those kind of methods and processes? The answer is yes. And for that, the first step is education. Open up your mind, learn the systems, then make an informed decision. This is sustainable, not sustainable. Fair enough? So, this is what we are going to talk about. So, let us get into the script and start the chant. Any questions so far in what I said?
No more.
Okay. The other courtesy is, if I ask questions, I expect people to answer, both on WhatsApp or here. Yes, no, I received it, thank you. In the basic etiquettes, நம்ம இனிமே follow பண்ணலாம். Fair enough? Good. So, the first one is called Purva Shanti Patha. Do you have it ready?
Yes, Mama.
Okay, so let's go. I will say once, you all say it twice, and the basic rules I will not repeat going forward in all classes. There is a time gap after I finish that you all will apply and start together, end together. After you finish the first time, there is a time gap, then you will start the second time, it will end. After you end, I will follow the time gap and I will start the next one. This is very clear. So especially the early starter, the jump starter, Rishabha, the slow starter, Aditya, make your corrections from today. Okay? And pay full attention. Don't multitask. Don't look here and there. Tell that 1 hour of this time is your time, especially on Fridays and Mondays and Sundays. Right? Good. So, Shanno Mitra Shamvarunah.
Shanno Mitra Shamvarunah. Shanno Mitra Shamvarunah.
Shanno Bhavat Varyama.
Shanno Bhavatvaryama. Shanno Bhavatvaryama.
Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi.
Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi. Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi.
The first two was good. The third and fourth, you're lost again, losing synchronization. Watch out. Especially Nirmal, I'm seeing you end up much later. So try to match up. Vidyut, I'm not able to hear your voice. Bharat, I'm not able to hear your voice. So, Shanno Vishnurukramah
Shanno
Vishnurukramah
Shanno
Vishnurukramah
Namo Brahmane
Namo Brahmane Namo Brahmane
Namaste Vayo
Namaste Vayo Devayo
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami.
Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami
Hritam Vadishyami.
Ridam Vadishyami Ridam Vadishyami
Satyam Vadishyami.
Satyam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami
Tanmamavatu.
Tanmamavatu Tanmamavatu
Tadvaktaramavatu.
Tadvaktaramavatu Tadvaktaramavatu
Avatu Mam.
Avatu Mam Avatu Mam
Avatu Vaktaram.
Avatu Vaktaram Vaktaram
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Can each one of you quickly chant it without mistake? Start with Aditya first. I'm going to give the sequence. Don't make any noise. I'll give the sequence so that it doesn't impact. Aditya, Bharat, Arjun, Rishabha, Nirmal.
I forgot Vedic.
I'm sorry?
You forgot Vedic.
Oh, did I say? Oh, sorry. Aditya, Bharat, Vidyut, Rishabha, and Nirmal.
Mama, are we doing the whole thing or line by line?
Oh, okay. No, if you guys speak, the sequence gets changed here for me. Okay. Don't speak anything. Just remain calm. Hello, Aditya Narayan sir. Please be in the class. Don't make any noise. Aditya first, Bharat second, Vidyut third, Arjun fourth, Nirmal fifth. Did we cover everybody?
Mama, நீங்க என்ன விட்டு இப்போ
Okay, seri. Okay, so Aditya first, Bharat second, Vidyut third, Rishabha fourth, Nirmal fifth, Arjun sixth. Now I understood. I'm missing out the person who is in the main frame, the big one. I covered everybody, right? Good. Go. Aditya.
Shanno Mitrasham Varuna Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brahaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Hridam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Super. I won't give the feedback now because I want you to enjoy your chanting. You did pretty well. Akshara Shuddhi Swaram ella nanna irundhade. There are some minor things that I will tell you how to correct and what to do. Next.
Shanno Mitra Samvarunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brahaspatihi Shanno Vishnururkramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अववक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Good. Next.
शन्नो मित्रः शन्वरुणः शन्नो भवद्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Good.
ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Good. Next.
ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवद्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Next. Good.
शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Again, fantastic. Can anybody tell me why my expression and appreciation of what Arjun did was different than what I did for every one of you? Any guess? Fair enough. So I will share what the true feedback is so that you fix it before the next class. Okay? Akshara Shuddhi ellarodu nanna varade. Maybe Bharat can improve a little bit, but it's okay. It's not bad. All of you are messing up a little bit on the matra. For example, when you have Tvameva Prat, you see that? Tvameva Prat Va Pra. That is the gap, that is the time. You cannot chop the matra for Va. You cannot rush. Every akshara has got to have its respective matras. Second, you never chant Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vak. You don't do that. Do you see a vertical line between the two? Did we agree on a rule, basic courtesy? Yes, no, interactive class? So why should there be no consistent gap or pause between Avatu Mam, Avatu Bhaktaram? Oh, that pause between each of the parts, respective segments, has to be consistent. Are you getting what I'm saying? It is not like I'm familiar with this, so I'm going to rush. And Arjun hit the ball out of the park today in a fantastic chant. Arjun, if you go back to the YouTube, you listen to your own chanting, whether you did it by accident or by knowledge, I don't know. And I don't care. You did it very well. And I was particularly very closely monitoring you because there is one aspect that probably you're not listening. Put jeera water and hot water and honey, your throat will open up. And you see how you enjoy your chanting. See, each one of you have got a lot of strengths. Each one of you have got certain area of improvement. If you all do that correction that I'm suggesting, I'm telling you, you'll be in cloud 9 in 6 months. You will all say, Mama, let us all come to one place, your home or our home, maintain social distance, and you all chant together in sync. You will shake that place out. I promise you. அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு இந்த வேதிக் சாண்டிங்கோட மீனிங் புரியும். என்ன பவர், என்ன மீனிங்கிறது அப்பதான் புரியும். புரியுறதா? So, Arjun, fantastic job. Very, very proud.
Thank you, Mama.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to flatter you and trying to put the other kids down. They have done exceptionally well in many other classes. And you were being corrected. Today, you really hit the ball out of the park. So that's a great achievement and maintain that. It cannot be a one-class performance, right? You must know, this is what I did and this is what gets appreciation, recognition. So I must maintain that. And others who are missing some of those things, you will fix those mistakes and make sure that you don't have any flaws. Fair enough? Rishabha is a little disappointed. Oh, I didn't top the class today. No, there is no grading here. For me, there is only one grade. The correct way of Vedic chanting. Period. Everybody has to come to that standard. Right? Huh? So, the next part is we have a little bit more time and we will stop exactly at 9. We don't want to drag this beyond 9 o'clock. Okay? So, the next one is a short one, so we can finish that also. It is called Shiksha Shastrartha Sangraha. அதாவது வேதிக் சாண்டிங்கில் என்னென்ன இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் வர்ணஸ்வரஹ மாத்ராபலம் சாமசந்தானஹ. திஸ் இஸ் ஆல் அபவுட் த attributes of chanting. So this is something that you will remember and quote. Instead of me saying it in English, அக்ஷரா ஸ்வரா மாத்ரா எல்லாம் இருக்கணுங்கிறதுக்கு இனிமேல் இந்த சான்ஸ்கிரிட் இதில் நீங்கள் இதை சொல்லணும். வாட் இஸ் த கரெக்ட் மெத்தட் ஆஃப் வேதிக் சாண்டிங்னா டக்குன்னு இதை எடுத்து சொல்லணும். கரெக்ட்? ஸோ ஷீக்ஷாம் வியாக்யாஸ்யாமஹ One critical feedback has made all of you lose your focus. Again, try to maintain the layam that I'm maintaining it. Don't put your own layam. So, synchronize again. She when the sha. When you have to correct your Sanskrit pronunciation also, right? Shiksham vyakhyasyaamaha. Varnaswaraha. Aditya, you're picking up a little too sooner, don't you? Make the correction. Matrabalam. Samasantanaha. அடுத்தது வந்து இத்யுக்தஷ். ஓகே, இத்யுக்தஷ் ஷீக்ஷாத்யாயः. ஷீக்ஷா அத்தியாய, so ஷீக்ஷாத்யாயः. Got it? So இத்யுக்தஷ் ஷீக்ஷாத்யாயः. So, one by one in the same sequence like what you did last time. Same sequence. Or maybe we want to reverse the sequence, right? That is fair enough, no? Same sequence. Okay, good. Aditya first. So, you remember the sequence? You all, wait. You all remember the sequence?
This one.
Good. Share it. Pannugo. And apply the feedback that was given in the first part. Good. Go for it.
Shiksham Vyakhyasyamah Varnasvarah Matravalam Samasantanah Itukta Shikshanthyayah.
Super. Now you fixed it. ஒரே ஒரு இது கொஞ்சம் ஜாக்கிரதை வச்சுக்கோ. இந்த ஸ்வரஹ சொல்கிறது டோன்ட் கிவ் த பஞ்ச். ராகம் சொல்கிற மாதிரி ஆல் உதாத்தா இருக்கணும். கொஞ்சம் கூட ஸ்வரிதா இந்த சென்ட் வரக்கூடாது. alright? Good. Next.
शीक्षाम्याख्याशामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तशीक्षाध्यायः.
Good. Nanna Sonna, very good. Again, same feedback like Aditya. And that is why I correct him. Because if he does something wrong, it is infectious. The swaraha, again, don't put any swarita. Udata illa. Right? Good. Next.
शीक्षां व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तशीक्षाध्यायः.
Super. Ityuktaha will become sh. Good.
Shiksham Vyakhyasyamah Varnasvarah Matrabalam Samasantanah Ityukta Shikshadhyayah.
There you go. Perfect. Very good. Next.
शीक्षाम्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तशीक्षाध्यायः.
Fantastic. So was it difficult to get the recognition? No, you just made some minor corrections based on the feedback that you were given. And you're all up there. Right? And remember what got you from getting some critical feedback to getting a good recognition. Avladha. That is what is causing the mistake. None of you are less talented. Okay? And effort and sincerity, commitment, nobody is less. Everybody is equally good. And the lack of focus, concentration here and there causes some kind of an error to creep in. Inimelende adukku scope kadayadu. Okay? Good. Next.
शीक्षां व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तशीक्षाध्यायः.
Super. So it was not a one-time fluke shot. Very good. Now, let's go for it and then we'll wrap up this class. Now, all of you will chant together after I finish Om. That's a clue. So you start from Shanno Mitrasham Varunaha. Don't rush. Complete the section 1 and section 2 that you learned today. Alright? Everybody ready? No jumping fast, no jumping late. Everybody on board with the timing. Good. Om.
Shanno Mitrasham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatsvaryama Shanno Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukrama Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmavadishyami Hridam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tannamavadu Sadvakaramavadu Avadunam Avaduvakaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shiksham Vyakhyasyamah Varnasvarah Matrabalam Samasantanah Ityuktashikshadhyayah.
Very good. So, do you know what is the first section called?
Para,
Guru
Shanti Patham. What is the second one called?
Shiksha.
Graha.
Good. Shiksha Shastra Artha Sangraha. Okay. ஒரே ஒரு தப்பு நம்ம பண்ணியிருக்கோம் இன்னைக்கு. ஸோ வி வில் டூ பிராயஷ்சித்தம் குயிக்காக. பெட்டர் லேட் தென் நெவர். ஓம் கணானாம் த்வா கணபதிகம் அவாமஹே கவிம் கவீனாம் உபமஸ்ரவஸ்தமம் ஜேஷ்டராஜம் பிரம்மணாம் பிரம்மணஸ்பத ஆனஸ்ருண்வன் நோதிபிஸ்ஸீத சாதனம். ஓம் ஸ்ரீ மகாகணபதயே நமः. प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती दीनामभित्र्यवतु महासरस्वत्यै नमः. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. तस्मिन् गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः. Pray for a moment for my Guru, which is your Parama Guru, Sri YDN Iyer. Thank him Manasara. Avarda enak Guru. So he is your Parama Guru. Thank and pray for Shiromani Vadyar, my Parama Guru and your Parameshti Guru. We owe it to both of them. We owe it to both of them. And obviously my dad has played a significant role in my Vedic learning also. So I pray to all of them. Without their input, without their teaching and guidance, we would not be here. And now, the Mahaguru, Vishwaguru, Jagadguru, Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha, Sri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari Sameda Sri Chandramouli Shwaraya Namaha, Sri Kanchi Kamakothi Peethadipati Jagadguru Sri Shankaracharya Sri Charnayoho Pranamaha. स्वस्ति श्रीमदखिल भूमण्डलालङ्कारत्रय त्रिंशत्कोटि देवता सेवित श्री कामाक्षी देवी सनात श्रीमदेकाम्रनाथ श्रीमहादेवी सनात हस्तगिरिनाथ साक्षात्कार परमाधिष्ठान सत्यव्रत नामाङ्कित काञ्ची दिव्यक्षेत्रे शारदा मठसंस्थितानाम् अतुलित सुधार समाधुर्य कमलासन कामिनी धम्मिल्ल संफुल्ल मल्लिका मालिका निष्यन्द मकरंद झरी सौवस्तिक मांग निगुंभ विजृंभणानंद कुंदलित मनीषि मंडलानाम् अनवरताद्वैत विद्या विनोद रसिकानाम् निरन्तरालंकृतीकृत शांति दान्ति भूम्नाम् सकल भुवन चक्र प्रतिष्ठापक श्री चक्र प्रतिष्ठा विख्यात यशोलंकृतानाम् निखिल पाषण्ड शण्ड कंठकोद्घाटनेन विशदीकृत वेद वेदांत मार्ग षण्मत प्रतिष्ठापकाचार्याणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य श्री जगद्गुरु श्रीमत् शंकर भगवत्पादाचार्याणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमत् चंद्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमत् जयेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अन्ते वासिवर्य श्रीमत् शंकर विजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानां च शरणधरणयोः सप्रश्रियं साञ्जलिबद्धं च नमस्कुर्मः. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. तप्परणं मन्निच्चिन्मो I'm going to share the script for Aparada Sahasrani and give an audio. I want all of you to learn that on your own. சரியா? எப்போ வேத கிளாஸ் முடிஞ்சதுக்கப்புறமா இனிமேல் அதை குயிக்காக சேண்ட் பண்ண கற்றுக்கோங்க. எப்போ பூஜை பண்ணுறலோ எப்போ சேண்ட் பண்ணுறலோ எல்லா டயத்துலையும் அதை ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிவிடுங்க. இட் இஸ் பேசிக்கலி ஆஸ்கிங் ஃபார் forgiveness for committing mistakes in Vedic chanting. And it includes seeking forgiveness even in the Aparada Sahasrani chant பண்ணுறதுல கூட. புரியுறதா? So that is very important. So you learn that. I'll send the script. I'll put it in the same file. When I say send means it will be all in the shared file. So periodically check the shared file for any additional script and make sure that you have it. Also make it a habit to visit that. If you see point 2, point 3 and you have point 1 version, that means you are having an older version. Delete the older version, download the newer version. Okay, va?
Mama, the new version is the 0.5, right?
You have to keep checking periodically. Before the class or well before the class, if there is a version upgrade than what you have, make sure you delete the older version and have latest version. சரியா? Because this is a very tough process. Documentation பண்றது, scripting பண்றது, proofreading பண்றது, it's a lot of work. So I'm not giving any excuse. We are all trying to do our best. So if we find errors or if somebody reports errors, we have to correct it and upload it again. Seriya? Did you all enjoy the class today?
Yes, Mama.
I want to hear more people saying Sandhyavandanam, Trikala Sandhyavandanam பண்றோம் and சவிதாதானம் பண்றோம். இதுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் வழி நன்னா இருக்கு, ஈஸியாக பண்ணலாம். Make sure that you all ask your parents to get you that small copper ஹோமகுண்டம், சின்னுண்டு இத்தினுண்டு. It's available in any store. அது ஒன்றும் இல்லையா, அட்லீஸ்ட் ஸ்மால் அலுமினியம் ட்ரே வச்சுக்கோங்க. அதை வச்சுட்டு இதை பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கணும். சரியா? These are all things that you must know. And in the Rakshaya attend on, it protects you during the day. That is the purpose of it's called Rakshaya. Okay? Fair enough?
Yes, Mama.
Good. Thank you so much. Have a good night. And appreciate your hard work and dedication. And really, really, I sincerely pray from the bottom of my heart that all of you should progress so well and be successful in your life because you're all good kids. Very, very good kids. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you, Mama.
Bye.
Thank you, Mama. Bye.
Mama. Mama.